Hi, and welcome once again to Stone Soup.
The world according to sci-fi geeks.
And this is movies.
Yes.
First, we're going to talk about the Muppets, just briefly. This is the new Muppet movie with
came out
Amy
last
Adams
November.
and Jason Segel and Chris Cooper, whoever that is. I apologize, Chris. I just can't picture you. And, of course, half a dozen other celebrities. And actually, Jack Black should be in there.
You really should.
Yeah.
They had more than just the usual walk-on cameo appearance.
Boy, did he ever. I was somewhat disappointed. I thought it kind of fell flat.
It could have been better. I mean, it had some fun moments, but here it was
Mostly
a little
with Jack
forced.
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of forced. I love the Muppets.
Yes. You know, I grew up with the Muppets.
Yeah, that's because I loved the Muppets before there was you, I think.
Oh,
However
yes,
long ago
but-
it's been. I still remember the day I picked up the newspaper and read that Jim Henson was dead. I may never get over it, but
Oh, I remember it. I was in 5th grade. I was tying my shoes when she suddenly let out this horrified gasp.
ooh, sorry, didn't mean to scare you that day. But yeah, I mean, it was awful. It was the same day that Sammy Davis Jr. died. And there was this big thing about Sammy, and
'Cause
this
he'd been sick
little
for a
bitty thing
while.
about Jim, because nobody expected Jim to die, but they knew Sammy was going, so they had this whole thing ready. And I'm like, oh, Sammy died. No! You know, something like that. Oh, I hope I didn't just deafen the sound man. Anyway, yeah. It could have been better, but it was the Muppets, and they were all back together, and that was good.
Yes. I mean, we like to think.
I hope they make more Muppet movies. I do.
I'd love it if they could actually try and bring back the Muppet Show. 'Cause just think about what some of today's celebrities could do with the
Oh,
Muppets.
yeah.
Just imagine, like Dwayne Johnson. That would be freaking hilarious on
Yeah.
many, many levels.
Oh, back in the 90s, I wanted it to come back just to see what they could do with David Duchovny and or Gillian Anderson. And pigs in space. Yeah, Mulder discovers alien pigs. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Possibilities are endless.
Yes. We're writing these skits ourselves, you know, in our heads. But, yeah. So, I mean, if you love the Muppets, you'll probably enjoy this.
Yes.
But it's just not the best movie we ever saw. And now,
Moving on.
last night, moving on, we saw 2 movies with a sort of theme.
Sorta.
Hop and Jumper.
It was a bouncy evening.
It was a very bouncy evening, but these movies don't match. So we're going to put Jumper down for just a moment. Hop came out last Easter.
Yeah.
Now, of course, Easter's coming up next week.
This is the first time we've seen it.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen it. We just got it at the store a couple days ago. This is really cute. I really didn't know much about Russell Brand except that he was Katy Perry's husband, and now he's Katy Perry's ex-husband. And I don't really know much about Katy Perry except that she was Russell Brand's wife and isn't anymore. But he's really, really good in this. I mean, he's the voice of the rabbit, and he is really, really excellent.
Yes. His delivery is just dead on. And he has a little guest appearance as himself.
Yeah,
And talking to the bunny.
yeah. and the human lead is by the guy who played Cyclops in the X-Men movies.
Yes.
That kind of threw me for a little bit because he's like
Ew, it-
so silly in this and so not silly as Cyclops. I mean, Cyclops is all doom and gloom and, oh, my cursed eye beams. Oh, shut up, Scotty, and stuff it.
Now,
But,
I gotta say, this starts out with the Easter Bunny, and I forgot for a little bit that it was a mix of CGI and live action, and not just pure CGI. So it's like, whoa, wait, what? Oh, that's right.
Yes,
This is
when
actually
you're-
technically live action.
when you're at the Easter Bunny's headquarters, which is on Easter Island,
Of course.
it's all animated because, it's rabbits and chickies and all that stuff.
Candy. I love the Candy Factory.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
Easter Bunny has to have a candy factory.
Yes.
And his dad's voice is done by Hugh Laurie.
Also, great fun.
Also awesome. Very awesome. Basically, this whole movie is awesome fun.
Yes.
So,
I mean, it's goofy. It's weird,
Yeah.
but it's fun.
yeah, it's very weird. So you just hop right out and go see this movie. Now,
But bump.
boom. Jumper. So not the same thing.
No.
This stars Anakin Skywalker
Yes.
as a mutant. He never calls
Essentially.
himself that, but that's what he is. He's a human
Hey,
being.
they do actually mention Marvel Comics at one point.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Maybe this is by Marvel. They do their own movies. But anyway,
Some small issues.
basically
though.
he discovers that he can teleport.
Uh-huh.
Kind of like
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler.
Except without the need for line of sight. He's jumping continents.
Yeah. Which is awesome. But,
Really, we should have seen him being a little more tired and hungry.
yeah,
than
because
he
that would
was.
use up a heck of a lot of energy. Also, it's like hopping from, I don't know, New York to London. Oh, you better hope you get all the way there because there's a whole lot of water between here and there. Yeah, kabloosh.
Oh, look, sharks.
Actually, come to think of it, he can teleport out of that anyway because, he doesn't have to take a running leap or anything. He just goes pop and he's out.
Interesting. Sometimes he brings things with him unintentionally, and sometimes he doesn't.
Now, here's the thing. This should have been a great movie. It's got a terrific cast.
Yes.
The other male lead is Jamie Bell, who recently did the voice of Tintin. He's British. He's fabulous. I mean, he's so talented
Yes.
and charismatic, and he just walked off with the whole thing. Sorry, Hayden. But I don't know whether it was the writing or the editing or a combination.
Well, part of it was the writing. I mean, our erstwhile protagonist, spoiler alert, he's a bank robber. I mean, he doesn't have a job. He lives by teleporting into banks, helping himself to the cash, and teleporting back out.
He discovers that he can teleport when he's 15.
Yeah.
His mother has already left him and his dad. His dad's kind of a drunk. He's not a bad guy. He's just
A drunk.
a drunk, and he doesn't beat the kid or anything.
He found out he could teleport after he fell through some ice. So a lot of people in town think he died because they couldn't find him in the water.
Basically, he's down there dying, and he pops out, and all they saw was the ice give way. He sinks under, and he never comes up.
So assuming he's dead.
But anyway, so
natural.
he's 15. He's a stupid kid, and I'm sitting there on the couch saying, man, if you could do that, you could get money just by popping into a bank vault. And the next thing I know, he's popping into a bank vault. It's like,
he'd
oh,
only
Lord, I gave the child an idea. Shut up, Sandy. But
Now,
anyway,
if it had just been that one time, that would have been okay. But he's still doing it, and he's still living high in the hog, and he doesn't care.
10 years later,
Yeah.
or whatever it was, 8 years later.
Yeah, I think it was 8.
And by this time,
No,
he's got a super fabulous apartment in New York City. I guarantee you that sucker was costing him $5,000 a month if it was costing a penny, and maybe more. And like she says, he just cleans out bank vaults routinely. The banks probably have no freaking idea what the heck is going on. And then there's the other side. There's this group of people who have decided that jumpers, as it turns out, there's more of them. The character played by Jamie Bell can also transport. And this group of people, who seems to be led by Samuel L. Jackson when you first meet them, has made it their business to find the jumpers, stop the jumpers, and murder the jumpers.
Yeah.
They don't try to tell them that they're bad boys and they shouldn't do this, or
I mean,
or
all he is,
even-
one brief comment
they
that
can't pin them up because they know that they'll just go
Pop
poof.
out.
They haven't figured out how to stop that, so they just murder them on the spot.
I mean, there's one comment about they think that all jumpers eventually go bad. But that's
Well,
all the explanation we ever
If somebody is hunting you down to murder you, gee, you think you might go bad?
get. Maybe a little.
Because just maybe their idea of going bad is fighting back.
Could be.
And of course, the only way to survive is to kill them.
But no explanation is given for how this group came to be, why they hold these beliefs. No explanation is ever given for how the jumpers came to be. There's no mention of any other special powers.
There's
There's
no character development, no
or
character
progression.
There's very little character exposition. I don't, we know very little about what these people are thinking or feeling. Only that, and he's a bank robber, and his new good buddy who can also teleport pretty much does something similar. I don't know what he's doing for a living, but he's not working
Well,
either.
he has taken to killing the paladins that come after him, but that can be listed off as self-defense.
Defense, yeah. Matter of fact, he started hunting the paladins. Just that the other group is called the paladins. So basically, there is literally
again, our
nobody in this film that you don't want to walk away from because they're all creepy.
Yes. I mean, at one point we see our young hero completely ignoring people in danger who could use his help.
Yeah.
So basically,
they
why the
make
hell
this
should I
point. He's
care?
watching the news, and these people are stranded. All he'd have to do is go pop in, grab them, and pop out. And he knows by this time that he can do that. That he
He's
can
got
take
good
someone with
control
him.
over it.
He's done it.
But he doesn't.
But he doesn't even care.
And we're supposed to be rooting for him? I mean, I don't want to see him dead, but I really don't, care to see him succeed either.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe if he had learned to be a better human being throughout the course of the movie, but he didn't.
No. Basically, you have these horrible people, the paladins, who think it's okay to slaughter someone because they have an ability that they came by naturally. And then you have the people with ability
We're jerks.
who are jerks
So,
at best.
simply
So,
put, there's no one to root for here.
yeah, at least in the X-Men, these are people who could be good people if they're just brought up right, which is what
Yes.
Charles Xavier is doing. He's getting those kids into his school so he can say, it's okay, you are not a freak, you are not alone,
You are not a monster.
you are not a monster, and look at all of us. We're the same.
Uh-huh.
We will learn to, to live our own lives with each other if we have to.
Some are good,
But
some are bad.
this was just, I don't know who the hell wrote this, but somebody needed to stop and think what they were doing.
I think I saw some mention there that it's based on a book.
Maybe we should see if we can find it. What's that
Right,
say?
here's the book.
From the director of, who cares? But anyway, we'll see if we can find the book. But anyway, but we did, I didn't even realize until we were talking about doing the show today, Hop and Jumper, just the combination of the two titles, how funny that was.
Yeah.
And yeah, my husband says we should have added Bambi, then we'd have Thumper.
Yeah. Bing.
Really need to stop listening to that man. Anyway, he always has ideas. Never mind. Anyway, so that's some movies for you to think about. I don't know if you want to go see Jumper, go rent Jumper just to find out because, but like I say, everybody's reprehensible. Oh, the Hayden Christensen is pretty to look at. Jamie Bell's cute, and well, Samuel L. Jackson looks like Samuel L. Jackson with white hair, and there's a girl, Rachel Bilson, I think, and she's adorable.
Yeah.
And who else? I guess that's it. So,
yeah.
the acting is fine. Oh, there's one moment that kind of made me go, whoa. Hayden Christensen goes to visit his mother. Turns out he has a sister. And it's Kristen Stewart from Twilight.
movies, yes.
She has about 30 seconds on film, so.
And again, they never mentioned, is this a full sister, a half-sister?
Half-sister?
I mean, they didn't know each other. But
Yeah.
if Mom was pregnant when she left.
Then they wouldn't know each other, and Dad wouldn't know he had a daughter.
Still.
I mean,
this
so much
movie-
of this, it didn't make sense. They didn't bother to try and make it make sense.
They were
Unless-
just hoping that you'd be so distracted by all the jumping, leaping action and stuff that you wouldn't notice
You would
there was
notice
a lack
that-
of story.
Yeah,
Guess what?
exactly.
We
We noticed. Sorry.
Such is life.
Brains.
I hate to break this to you, Hollywood. Sci-fi fans, one of the reasons we're sci-fi fans, we tend to be very smart. We will go for the occasional brainless popcorn movie, but we'll know it's a brainless
cut.
popcorn movie. And we will
And-
sit there going, but.
Yeah. I mean, we will give you a suspension of disbelief. We will say, okay, I will accept this story. Now, make it make sense within your context, and I'm with you all the way.
We're
But
willing
don't
to,
cheat me.
as the saying goes, we're willing to suspend our sense of disbelief, not hang it by the neck until
Till
dead.
it's dead. So, anyway, now you know what we did the last 2 weekends. Movies.
Whee!
Bye-bye.